Hi everyone and welcome to Our Debt-Free Lifestyle. If you're new here, my name is Mel and we are a Christian family of 4, soon to be 5, living in Melbourne, Australia on a single income. On this channel we talk about how our family makes life work. Everything from frugal living, parenting, household organisation and everything in between. It's time our family did a no-spend challenge, not because we're in crisis, but because our money without structure has really started to feel louder than the life that we are trying to build. So today I want to talk about why we decided to do this, where the no-spend challenge even came from, how it's helped so many households, and what we hope it will change for our family, the wins and pitfalls, and preparing for it. So if your family has ever felt stretched, this might be the reset you didn't know you needed. So what is a no-spend challenge? A no-spend challenge is exactly what it sounds like, committing to only buy essentials. It's cutting off spending on things like takeaway, coffee, clothes, or impulse purchases for a set period of time. It isn't about eliminating spending completely, because you still have to pay for bills, housing, groceries, and transportation. But ultimately the goal is to increase awareness of your spending and free up money for what matters most. You could call it a budget reset and pressing pause on instant gratification. While it feels like a modern trend, the roots actually go back further. One of the earliest documented examples comes from Anna Newell-Jones, who eliminated over $23,000 in debt after she stopped spending on non-essentials for a whole year. I don't know that I could do it for that long, well, not yet anyway. Since then, spending fast, aka no buy or no spend challenges have become super popular, along with minimalist ideals and the desire for a different quality of life. Social media has really helped them turn into household movements, encouraging families to cut back on discretionary spending. So why are we doing it? Well, earlier this year I watched other families doing no spend January, but at that time our family was working on household rhythms. We've worked really hard to create routines that support our kids, our home and our mental load, but now? Well, now it feels like the right time to give our finances the same structure we've given our household. We've had the same budget for a little while and micro debts were starting to creep back in. The thing with discipline is it's easy to apply to other areas once you got it up and running. So first it was our household, so now it just seems only smart to apply it to our finances. There were a few reasons that prompted this challenge that makes sense to us. First, my husband JR is changing shifts at work. That could mean a pay drop of up to $300, and that's not a small drop either. I know that's been stressing JR out too. Second, we both had car registrations due and also I needed a service on my car. And lastly, with baby 3 being due in the next few weeks, we wanted to get systems in place that could automate while I'm in my postpartum recovery period. Because yes, this is a no spend challenge and it will help us to save money. But at the same time, it's more than being about money. We see money as a tool, but instead of waiting for pressure to hit, we're choosing preparation and clarity. For us, this is about stewardship and wisdom and creating breathing room. Because when money pressure rises, joy often drops. I especially see this in JR as he is the only provider and financial income for our family. Financial stress can really change the emotional climate of the home as well. Soon we are escaping through social media, doom scrolling, or even just disengaged. And the peace in our home is something I want to fiercely protect. So if we're going to do this properly, we have to be honest with ourselves and with you. Our weak spots are definitely convenient spending when we're tired. Takeaways after church, coffee on the go, sometimes boredom spending, sometimes reward spending, sometimes just, this will just make today so much easier. None of these things make us bad people, they just make us human. But small leaks sink big ships, see? Micro debts, that's what I'm talking about. We are seeing more and more families embrace the no-buy challenges, saving money rather than living the FOMO life. But in Australia, many families are actually closer to the financial edge than we realise, which is why learning to live intentionally isn't just smart, it's protective. For some households, this mindset isn't a challenge, it's daily life. We can't spend money on anything, and sometimes that can feel like it for us. But I think practicing restraint builds both gratitude and compassion. For each of us, I hope this brings different outcomes. For JR, I hope that once we finish the challenge, it will strengthen his confidence in God's provision, confidence in our teamwork, and confidence that our home is financially safe. For me, I'm hoping to reduce my decision fatigue, having systems in place that take away the need for me to juggle one decision with another and reduce my mental load. For our kids, I hope that they feel stability. This will come through routines, predictable meals, and calmer parents. Because even if we don't tell the kids how we're feeling, they can feel what we carry, and I want them to feel peace. So what are some of the wins that we are expecting? Well, number one is creativity. Research shows a no-spend challenge helps you to make the most of what you already own. I already know that this will pull me deeper into my homemaker side, baking, resourcefulness, stretching ingredients, using what's in my freezer, being resourceful in sourcing food. There's something deeply satisfying about creating abundance from what you already have. Number two, awareness. These challenges act like a financial detox, breaking the habit of overspending. I start asking myself, do I actually need this? And also lately, JR and I have been asking each other, who's paying for that? We're on a no spend challenge. If it is paid for, then we can go. If it's not, and it's going to deter us from the no spend challenge, then that's a no. Number three, stronger long-term habits. The insights gained often extend far beyond the challenge itself and help people manage money better long-term. That's the goal. Not a month of restriction, but a lifetime of wisdom. And some pitfalls that we're preparing for, well, let me keep this realistic because every reset has resistance. Pitfall 1, low capacity equals convenient spending. When energy drops, Uber Eats starts whispering. Macca's takeaway is just around the corner. So we just have to be more mindful and have snacks on the go all the time and plan ahead. Pitfall number 2, lack of unity. If we aren't both aligned on this no spend challenge, then it is a breeding place for resentment. Money must be a team sport. Both JR and I have to be on the same page and the same team, fighting the same bigger picture. I wouldn't even consider doing a money challenge if both you and your partner aren't on the same page. Pitfall number 3, spending rebound. It's also called revenge spending, where when somebody overspends after being too restrictive. So it could be like, 4 days of no spending at all. On the 5th day, we're going to spend $100 on something that I don't need. But I guess that's all about recalibration. Pitfall number 4 we are expecting is kid traps. Some places are designed for spending and little people have big opinions. My kids aren't immune from that. So we may lovingly avoid certain environments for a while, not going to places like Reject Shop or Kmart where in the toy section, or even just getting the kids babysat while I go in for the focus. How we're framing this spiritually for us connects deeply to stewardship. Because stewardship isn't about scarcity, it's about trust. Discipline creates margin and margin creates generosity. Generosity creates impact, and that is the kind of life we want to model. Recently, I had someone say to me, sometimes with finances, it's not always good to live in faith. But I don't think that's the right answer. I think that when you use wisdom and steward what you have properly, if it doesn't meet the ends, that's when you have to step out in faith, because the God we serve will sustain us. So finally, if you've ever felt alone financially, you're not. If you ever thought, where does our money even go? You're not alone. And if you've ever wanted a reset, maybe this is your sign. I'll be documenting our progress on my socials, Instagram and on TikTok. The creative meals, the mindset shifts, the hard days, the unexpected wins, not as a highlight reel, but as an honest look at what intentional living can look like. At the moment, I am sharing them on my stories, and I hope to have a longer style reel at the end of the month, just so that you can see how we actually went. And for us, this isn't punishment. No spend challenges are not punishment. It's preparation. It's alignment. It's choosing the life we want over the impulses that pull us away from it. If you've done a no spend challenge before, please feel free to share your wisdom in the comments. And if you're curious, come along with us. You might just discover you already have enough. But otherwise, again, thank you so much for tuning in to our vlog. We really appreciate your support. As always, if you could like, share, and subscribe. And until the next vlog, hey Corne, see you next time. Bye.